You're watching Swipe. Coming up on this week's show. Do-it-yourself body science, how some people are hacking their health. Kids Camp, the tech version. We catch up with the bright young minds coding in their summer holidays. And we explore the farthest reaches of space in our games review. Welcome to Swipe from summer camp. Remember when school holidays used to be all about getting outdoors and having adventures? Well, that was before Python and Java shook things up. They're computer programming languages, by the way. The kids here are mad about tech, and later on we'll be meeting a few of them. But before then, and completely unrelated to summer camps, Chris has been meeting people going big on DIY health hacks.
Really sore this morning, but already had doctors in for a quick check.
Crohn's disease sufferer Michael Sears has had 25 bowel operations since the age of 14. In 2011, he had a rare intestinal transplant, which means he now wears a colostomy bag to collect his waste. He became frustrated with the quality of life it gave him, so he created a smart device to improve things.
The product is a connected sensor. It sits, as you can see, with the clips on the outside of a stoma bag. And what it does is, as the stoma bag fills, the resistance and the sensor changes shape, and it sends a signal via Bluetooth to your phone. So from a patient perspective, you can set multiple alarms to alert you as your bag is filling. All I did was go on the internet and Google, and I found a sensor strip in an electronic game, and I had 9 months in hospital for transplant, so I was able to hack together a device.
Michael's not alone in taking things into his own hands.
You can see in the middle that device, that little structure squeezing out, that's a left ventricle.
When boiler engineer Tal Goldsworthy was diagnosed with a life-threatening heart condition, he used 3D printing to create a tailor-made sleeve that sits around the aorta. This protects it and stops it from getting too big. But is everyone ready for patients to take the initiative?
Despite having some very heavyweight medical physicians on board, we had some difficulty with the ethical approval because the medical profession is by nature conservative. And of course this is radical engineering, something with which they are not familiar.
These are just some of the health hacks on show at London's Science Museum. It's part of an exhibition that's showcasing DIY biology, something that's been around for longer than you might think.
You go back 100, 150 years, and everyone who was, by and large, who was a scientist was an amateur, essentially. The kind of invention of the professional scientist, so to speak, is that's a relatively new phenomenon.
Who knows where we'll be in the next century? Chris Cregan, Sky News.
Stay with us. Still to come, I'll be getting a lesson in Vex robotics. That's coming right up after a roundup of this week's tech news. The makers of Pokemon Go say you'll be banned for life if you cheat. The developers have updated the game's terms of service, warning users who manipulate the app will be kicked out. Some players have been tricking the game into believing they're in false locations to get ahead. Apple boss Tim Cook revealed his job is sort of lonely this week, but he doesn't want sympathy. He says CEOs don't need it. In a rare interview marking his 5 years at the helm of the company, he told the Washington Post of some of his mistakes too, including releasing the widely criticised Apple Maps app. Gamescom kicked off this week, increasingly becoming known as the world's biggest gaming show. Hundreds of thousands of fans arrived in Cologne to see the latest offerings from developers. And as expected, virtual reality has been a strong feature this year. Talking of which, Facebook's Oculus Rift is coming to the UK next month. European fans were able to start pre-ordering the virtual reality headset online this week, but on September the 20th, it'll hit shops in the UK. It's not cheap though, setting you back £549. In a bit, we'll be taking the plunge in our games review. Now, the whole reason we came to a children's summer tech camp was to meet the children. So come on over and let me introduce you to Leo and James. I can show you what they're building. Guys, hello.
Hi.
So talk to me about this creation.
This is a sumo robot, and we're going to make it so that when we battle another robot, the arm is going to lift the robot up and flip him over.
It's going to flip him over?
Yeah, hopefully.
And you built this sumo robot?
Yeah.
How long did it take to build that?
2 days.
Can we see it in action? Should we put it on the floor?
Yeah.
I want to see if it can flip things over.
Okay, now flip it.
Yay!
Yes!
Success! And you programmed it to do that?
Yes, we programmed it to do that.
Do your parents know how to code?
No, not at all. I showed them a picture and they were like, what?
And in here, it's all about music. Let's go and have a chat. Rachel, hello. Can we have a chat about what you're doing?
This is a short track that I'm doing to help me get used to Ableton's software.
The software, sure.
That we're using, Ableton Live.
It looks really complicated.
Yeah, I know, but it is.
Getting the hang of it?
Yeah, I'm getting the hang of it now. And once you have, it's quite fun to play around and make stuff.
So why did you opt for digital music production skills, a course like this on your summer holiday?
Well, one, I think it's really fun and I enjoy it. And two, I think because I'm a singer, it will really help me with producing my songs.
You can self-produce?
Yeah, and because guitar and piano are kind of like plain old, you can't really add much, but with softwares like this, you can really make it more interesting.
No offence to any pianists or guitarists out there, of course. So you're going to let us have a listen to what you've been creating?
Yeah.
And play us out. They're also learning about video games design here. And while they're out on a break, here's Luke with our games review.
I've seen things. A few things before.
No Man's Sky is an action-adventure survival game in which you explore a procedurally generated universe consisting of over 18 quintillion planets. The game is based on 4 pillars. One is exploration, then there's survival, combat, and trading. The aim is to get to the centre of this universe. So to do so, you land on planets, you explore, discover new wildlife, you mine resources, and then you trade all of this to earn currency. With that currency, you upgrade your ship, and then that makes it easier to get to the centre of the universe. It sounds fascinating, and there is absolutely no question that on a technical level, this is a huge achievement, and you will never have seen anything like it in gaming. Having said that, it does become slightly repetitive, and for every alien brachiosaur you encounter, there's just another slightly different space cow. So, jury's out on this one, but it truly is a spectacular achievement. Abdo is an underwater adventure game available for PS4 and PC, and the name actually means to know the ocean. Now, if you're seeing these pictures and you're thinking the art direction looks slightly familiar, that's because the creative director of this game was actually also the art lead on Journey and Flower. And actually Journey's a very good diving off point for discussing this game because they do share a lot of similarities. Like Journey, the story is buried and has to be discovered. It's also very calming and poignant. It has a beautiful score. But unlike Journey, which can be quite a solitary experience, the oceans here are absolutely teeming with life. So you have manta rays, you have dolphins that you can ride, you have pulsating schools of fish, there's sharks, there's crustaceans, and in the most moving scene, you also swim eye to eye with a massive blue whale, and it really is quite breathtaking. It's not the longest of games, but if you've ever wanted to explore the depth, then this is the perfect way to do it. Deus Ex Mankind Divided is an action RPG with stealth elements and the sequel to 2011's Deus Ex Human Revolution. So trust me when I say some of us have been waiting a very long time for this game. It's set in a future where secret societies and conspiracies are rife. And at the crux of all of these issues is an advance in technology called augmentations, which basically sees human beings have implants that give them superhuman abilities. But when it comes to gameplay, there's also even more on offer. The game has come on leaps and bounds since Human Revolution, mainly through the various different ways you can explore levels. You can go through in a very, very aggressive, combative style and use your guns wherever you want. Or you can take a more stealthy approach and sneak around and non-lethally take out your opponents. The open world hubs are fantastically busy and bustling and feel like a real world, while the number of side quests is through the roof. The main game alone should take you over 30 hours to complete, but if you're really in it for the long haul and you just can't get enough of Adam Jensen and his adventures, then you can go well beyond that.
Well, that's it for this week. But don't forget, you can watch any of our Swipe episodes on our YouTube playlist. Just type in Sky News Swipe, and you can stay up to date with all the latest tech news on Sky News on web, mobile, tablet. Catch up Sky Q and Snapchat throughout the week. See you again next time. Bye-bye.